Hi folks, and welcome to the Buttermilk Biscuit. I am the Ashelade, and I'm here to hang out, mediate, and demand tuna on this 2-hour train ride through the twilight. Behind me is Erica and her powerful arms that I've given up fighting against. Here on the Buttermilk Biscuit, TBB, or Tabubba for short, all of my favorite goofballs, you can connect and create in a mostly harmless, low-key environment as a home away from home. Take this time aboard as a chance to write that novel you've been sitting on, color in that coloring book, empty that litter box, or just take a well-deserved moment for yourself. There is no pressure to be perfect. The way I said that made it sound like you actually do need to be perfect, but there's no pressure to. This is just an opportunity to find energy in the company of like-minded cats, ducks, and monsters, and share in our progress. There are some seats available next to me that you can use using the claim seat command. Like Ob here is showing off. I'm going to go ahead and run the help command, and the conductor is going to post a little explanation of how to use those commands. It's claim seat, one word, and then exclamation point avatar, space, and then you put in the name of the avatar you want to use. As listed there, there is an option to just see a list of all the different avatars, and you can check that out. Secondly, and I haven't posted this in a while, but here is a link to the Discord. Actually, let me add... that a little bit fuller. And I'm going to go ahead and pin that in case anybody comes in. They want to check out what we're working on or share what they're working on. I will mention that a few times throughout the stream. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. Hopefully that didn't come through. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out... I have a new animation idea that seems pretty fun. It's one of those moments where I was lying in bed thinking about it, and then I started rolling around trying to think of ideas and do some research, and I kind of thumbnailed it out, try to get some ideas, did some designs. And it seems pretty fun. Unlike previously, I think I'm actually going to keep it a little bit closer to my chest, because a lot of the people here will probably end up watching it. So I'd like it to be kind of a surprise, but I'm pretty excited. Oh, hey, no, you're in front of the... Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, we needed to hear that. That's good. But yeah, I'm going to keep it a little close to my chest, so that's what I'm going to be working on, is an animation today. I will still try to find something to share, because I just like to share stuff of my own. But yeah, outside of that, I'm trying to think I don't. Another thing is that finding that I don't have like the energy on Saturday evenings or afternoons. I'm not much of like a night person. I was much better at that when I was a lot younger. So I'm considering just kind of not doing the late Saturday streams. It also doesn't seem like it's been like a super popular thing. I know a lot of people are in Europe that come through here. So what I'm considering doing is maybe just doing an extra stream occasionally on Thursdays instead at noon. So it would be like Monday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, and then always Friday, and then like every other week of Thursday, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But I do like streaming 4 times a week. It's just at noon I have tons of energy, and then by 5 p.m. when I've normally been doing the Saturday streams, I'm exhausted. Yeah, possibly Ob. The only other issue with it is that a lot of people that I know are tend to be doing things like middle of the day Saturday, and I'm trying to get out of the house a little bit more. But it's something I'll consider. I don't know how. I like the idea of doing a day on a weekend because I know that people tend to have more time on weekends. But it's something I'll keep in mind. I might check in with everybody and see what they would prefer. But yeah, I love I love doing these so much. After every single stream, I feel super rejuvenated and like excited. Um, so I don't like the idea of like reducing the number of them, but I would like to make sure the placement works for as many people as possible, including myself. But yeah, so I'm trying to think. This is another day where I didn't really come in with a theme, because up until just a few minutes ago, I was making a pizza. Um, uh, my mom is going on a trip for about a week, and so I was like, oh well, before you go, let's have another pizza. So I'm just doing one kind of out of the normal timing because it sounds fun, and because I love eating the pizzas that I make. So there's some selfishness there. So maybe the theming for the day could actually just be let's. I mean, I could be straightforward and like super simple and just say food. It's something I've actually enjoyed doing is drawing. I mean, obviously, I really enjoy cooking and gotten into baking pizzas quite a bit. But I also have enjoyed drawing food or drawing people eating because food is such a powerful center for like socializing with people, with enhancing moments with people. Like you can think back to times in your life where you ate a really good meal with somebody and it makes it stand out that much more. And the great part of food is it's not just a flavor memory, but also a smell memory, which is really, really strong in how we save memories in our brains. So you could look for recipes to cook. You could actually cook during the stream. You could try to do like a still life of like a pretty, almost a pretty pile of food, which is maybe not like the most romantic word to use for something that's like aesthetically pleasing. A pretty pile of garbage. Yeah, I think that's pretty fun to do. Draw a character eating food. It can be kind of complicated because the hand shapes that go into holding something like a fork or a spoon or even like cups can be a little strange sometimes, as I've learned. So it requires some different body language that I feel like I would not default to in normal situations. So, if you want to draw characters eating, it's also great for planning out like comics. So if you have any interest in comics or animations, that's the kind of stuff that will come up on a pretty regular basis. Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm trying to think of. I made lentils recently, like a Spanish lentil recipe. There's anything else I've cooked? I mean, I made pizza on Friday, of course, and it was amazing. Something called ambrosia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. A pile of garbage. Uh, I guess I will give a hint for what the animation is, but it's pretty loose. It's old computers. I'll just say that. Yeah, I'm aware of ambrosia. It's a pile. Really, honestly, anything with mayonnaise in it that old white people make is probably going to go in the southern cooking uh, mess nightmare kind of thing. Not to say that I dislike mayonnaise, but it's just when it's used in cooking, it's usually used for war crimes. Not, not even usually. I mean, it's good for grilled cheese and stuff like that. I don't know. But it should not be in dessert. I'll put it that way. Oh, that duck's floating. Duck, no! How did that get moved? To fix it. There you go, duck. Must have accidentally moved it. Yeah, I think mayonnaise should pretty exclusively be used in the realm of savory dishes. Um, I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I almost said it doesn't belong on the battlefield. Look, my brain is a little bit scrambled today. Unlike every other day, usually I'm very put together and like low, just super focused on one thing at a time. That's me. But today I'm feeling a little scrambled, and uh, I've been trying to write jokes, which is not something I'm used to. Like not just a theming for storyboarding or like moments or anything, but actual jokes. Like ha ha ha! Why did the chicken cross the road? And that's kind of a weird thing. But it's been kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had, and I say this because I've still never tried it, but have you ever had, what is it, Kewpie mayo? A Japanese style of mayo? I think it's more rich in eggs. That's interesting. I like mayonnaise in specific situations, but I think mustard is way better in general. Not necessarily for fries, although I could see mixing it with something like mixing it with ketchup, but ketchup and mustard are some of my favorite condiments. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, they tend to come in these kind of interesting plastic easy bottles, like kind of plastic that I feel collapses very easy. I don't know, it's soft. I'm not sure like the right descriptor for it. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds good. Especially given that the economy could be taking like a sharp downturn, I like the idea of learning how to make a bunch of stuff. For example, I was looking at rice cookers and trying to think about like steaming vegetables and making rice at the same time. Try to do like affordable things, potentially making vegetables at home, growing stuff. Uh, but one thing I noticed is that some rice cookers have the option to make yogurt in them. And I looked that up, and it's actually pretty straightforward. I was like, oh, I could make like oat milk yogurt at home and make a lot of it for pretty cheap. It sounds kind of interesting. So stuff like that and pickling sounds like finding different uses for foods, trying to find ways to like make the same foods or simple foods more interesting. Oh, I made. Yeah, apparently you put it in there with some sort of with like starter or there's a certain thing you're supposed to put in there with it. And then it runs for like 2 hours, I think, and then you leave it in there to ferment with the top closed for up to 24 hours. And it sounds nice. You could sweeten it the way that you want to. You could kind of like limit the amount of ingredients that go into it, or I guess flavor it different ways if you want to. Sounds fun. And also, it tends to be that like non-dairy yogurts sell for more when the milk itself doesn't necessarily sell for more. Like it doesn't cost as much. Hey, Goblin, how's it going? Just a heads up, it's claim seat without a space. And then the avatar command is where you use it. Hey, how'd that go? I am just working on an animation. Cobb is working on animation and possibly doing some pickling in the kitchen. You had a good day. Oh, cute! Are you growing those yourself? Those are adorable. Also, I decided to rename the character I previously thought of as Melon. I decided to rename her to Jam, Jam, because I feel like it fits her personality. And decided to stick with the strawberry theming. So. Boy, Port's booty, just right there. Oh, awesome! That's awesome. It's cool to see him growing up. That's one of the best parts of having plants, especially from them being small, is seeing how they pop up. I've got a whole set of marigolds that were tiny, tiny, tiny little sprouts, and now they're all beautiful blooming flowers. It's really cool. sitting here thinking about pizza. Oh, that sounds perfect, Goblin. Heck yeah. I am just writing a script for an animation. Text-based stuff is really fun to do for this. Reading or writing. What's the game you're playing? I remember you said that you had like several potential choices, options for people to pick from. Did y'all decide which one you were going with? Gotcha. Oh, fun. Gotcha. Uh, yeah, on that note, Rally and I were playing Vermintide 2 yesterday and talking about Warhammer. Such a wild universe, that and 40K. Oh, got you. You know, I'm kind of surprised I've never played any of the, what is the brand? Or the company? I don't even know if it's the same company now, but the ones who make Vampire and Mage and Wraith. Wraith is actually the one that I used to own a book for. I used to like reading. It was strange. White Wolf? Oh, jeez. Do you have time for anything else in your life? That's one campaign sounds like it's I from my memory, running a one campaign was a lot. Oh, got you. Huh. Paradox Interactive, like the people that do Stellaris and Hearts of Iron and those types of games? It's interesting. Jeez. That's a lot. A natural one on the insight check. Holy crap. World of Darkness, that was the... Okay, that's right. That was the group of TRPGs. I'm kind of surprised I never played Vampire the Masquerade because I was super into vampires as like a younger teenager, but they were super cool. But I mean, yeah, I guess like most people, a lot of the people I was around just wanted to run D&D, so that's what I ended up playing. Thank you, conductor. I'm gonna look up clip art. How do those systems feel to play? And sorry if I'm interrupting and you want to read, just let me know. I get so curious about this stuff. mean, aside from the short-lived part. Oh, fingers crossed. Yeah. I'm guessing you mean like Adobe Illustrator? Hopefully that goes smooth. I've seen that some people do that, and I didn't see any people like explicitly say they were having problems with that process. Oh, that sounds fun. M- my very limited experience is like playing the opening to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, that very old first-person game, and I read a lot about what the Malkavians were like. I thought it was Malkavians. I don't know the pronunciation, but they seem like such a fun, goofy way to play through that game. Ooh, the beauty of martial arts. We know how that goes, Ob. I am kind of curious about trying to do vector with Inkscape sometime, and importing it into Moho. What the hell is this? Why does Shutterstock have a person being hung as clip art? My PC is just old enough to where it feels like Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't run incredibly well on it, but I really, really liked what I played of it. I played several hours. Yeah, yeah. The backlog is huge, and then I just end up playing the same things over and over again instead. Yeah, the name of the link is actually far worse than even the image itself is. I'm not even gonna say it here. Pretty rough. Actually, this is a good chance to ask you, Ob. Do you know of any places that have like really old, even like black and white level clip art from like the 90s era? Super old, low visual quality. Oh, excuse me, Doug. So like, there's a certain style of old clip art that, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Let me just find an example real quick. It's not low quality as in it's done very poorly, but just the image quality can be a little low. It's probably a good enough example. Something like this. It's like very old, low detail kind of thing that you would see in really old PowerPoint presentations back in the mid to late 90s, uh, maybe even early 90s. I guess technically I could also just make it myself. It's honestly just kind of like a variety of subjects. It's not a big deal. I may go for a different route. Trying to find stuff and it's all just garbage. AI generated stuff. I'll go for like a GeoCity style. Let's see. What was the? I had a website that I used to go to that was just old GeoCities GIFs. GIF cities. Look at this. Okay, it's all good. It's all good, Goblin. Yeah, I love this website. that sounds great. You know what, as soon as the conductor comes in for the halfway mark, I might go make a cup of coffee. That sounds nice to have something to drink and snack on. Although lemonade in particular sounds really good, and I wish I had some. Yeah. The duck's asking, do you have any for the duck? I think a duck would drink lemonade too. How did you break your monitor? Oh, thank you. Good to know, conductor. Yeah. How did you break your monitor? I smashed my chips into the screen. I poured lemonade on it to give to a duck. Yeah. Yeah, conductor, I can't tell if that was a agreement that you should pour lemonade on your monitor, or trying to advise you that no, maybe that's not the best idea. I, for one, condone it. I think destroy the monitor, feed the duck. Huh? Let it be known the biscuit does not have to be, you don't have to do anything. If you just need a place to hang out and feel comfortable for a couple hours, it also serves a purpose. For me, it's definitely something where I try to find something something to get into, whether I was feeling it at the moment or not. Um, but it's not always going to be like that, and I understand that. Yeah, that sounds fun. I mostly see it as an opportunity to try to break out of maybe certain patterns and to have a good excuse in the company of other people. But every day is not going to be the same. Yeah, sometimes days are like that. Sometimes, kind of zoning out is just what you need. Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it can help a lot. I plan to in the next couple of days doing like a deep clean on this room. Use a rug cleaner, take everything out, dust everything, because it's just kind of like stuff's just kind of built up over time. Just needs to get cleaned out. We'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some coffee. Hey there, I'm back with some coffee. And hi, Ozzy. Going pretty well. I am storyboarding and writing the script to an animation that I'm going to try to keep close to my chest, just to keep it a surprise. But I'm having fun. I'm also struggling with allergies. I've realized that's what it is. I'm like yawning a lot. Like that. Sleepy, but I'm having fun. A lot more space, a really comfy bed. Oh, a really comfy bed. It makes such a difference. And new furniture I got for my family. Computer desk full of books. That sounds great. Yeah, having a really comfy space does so much for your mind and for like anything you want to do, creative, social. Like, I really struggle when I'm in a mess, and right now I'm in a pretty small space, and so it gets messy very quickly. And that's why I want to do a deep clean and like ride on that for a little while, make it smell really nice, make it really clean, kind of update some things. I hope you're doing well, Ozzy. Just kind of doing her own thing. Say that like that's not what we do every time, but oh geez. The fun of Wi-Fi. Oh, cool. Thanks, Doc. You have something positive to share? I hope it's better than the shit emoji. Yeah? Bad, thank you for asking. To be clear, it doesn't actually bother me. You could shake your butt in the air if you want to. Although now I'm surrounded by a butt boy and some sharp teeth. Thank you. Yes, the masochist in me requires an occasional tooth bite. Sharp tooth bite on my tail. Oh boy. 30 sounds like a blast off. Oh, that's great. Yeah, for all the frustrations that we can deal with people, it's really nice to have those good interactions, especially with people that we don't know too well, to kind of remind us that not everybody is an asshole, or that not everybody is looking to find the worst in every situation. It can feel really helpful for that reminder, because I definitely get into the trap of getting very down about like everybody, like, oh, I guess everybody hates trans people in the U.S. And it's like that's not the reality of it. I don't need to be necessarily scared everywhere I go. There are a number of people that are, and they could be the most vocal, but there are a lot of good people out there just willing to like be there and be supportive. Yeah, that's very relatable. In that kind of situation, I tend to shut down completely and just rerun it over and over in my head. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to pull me out of that. Even with all like the DBT skills and things I've learned, it's really hard not to get stuck in like a holding pattern, going over the same thing over and over, getting frustrated that someone didn't understand my point of view or mood or things like that. No, I'm not trying to be judgmental. That's why I definitely tend to over-explain. If I make a joke here or something, I'm like, oh, but I hope that they're not actually offended, because it couldn't be possible that anyone could interpret my intentions properly, right? Although, of course, that happens for a reason, because there are people that can't interpret my intentions, and that happen a lot in life. So it's not like it's a defense mechanism without sort of credibility. All that to say, good. Yeah. Yeah, given that the opposite is true for me, that I care way too much about what I say. So if I say something kind of offhandedly, I it sits with me for a long time. Yeah, yeah, I think that's really good that they did, and I think you explaining yourself was valid in that case. Uh, not necessarily for the person in question, because it sounds like, if people come in from a certain mindset, they're not going to change their mind on certain things, but it helps for the people that are watching that conversation take place. Yeah, sarcasm is something I've tried to pull back on over time, just because the readability is so bad. And even in person, I used to be like super dry sarcastic and say things and just not even express that I was being sarcastic. And now when I'm being super sarcastic, I make like a big face or something to try to like, ha ha ha, what a fun time. Like, I'm trying to make a clear joke. It's just so, it's so awkward sometimes. And yeah, tone, even with like slash s, tone can be kind of difficult to take in. Sure, you're being sarcastic, but what is the intention regardless? Like, it can be a little hard to parse sometimes. Thank you, conductor. I look down. I look down for a minute and I look up and y'all are talking about a penguin committing arson or loving arson. Arson, don't engage with people. Yeah, some of it comes from if I haven't been dealing with people a lot lately, I'm far worse at it. I don't necessarily need to put my 2 cents into everything being said, but I guess it's been kind of like a personal thing that I've been trying to figure out lately. Is getting into social situations again and trying to not immediately have the worst expectation of what people will do. Kind of tricky. Something. Let me check out this penguin. What's going on with this penguin? Oh, crap. Penguin, you've got a lighter. For a second, I thought it was a rifle. I was like, oh my god. This penguin's packing. Titus penguinicus. Very cute. I love the roundness. Oh my god, I love that roundness. Super cute, super dangerous. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Oh, gotcha. Well, that's an extremely cute penguin design. You did great. I'm doing a search for penguin heist real quick. Oh yeah, they're so cute. Oh, there's little sweetie. Oh, they're holding pizza. What are you doing, guys? Oh, please do. I would love to see that. Cute round creatures in motion is, I guess unsurprisingly, my jam. Awesome, I'll check this out after the stream. Just because we're coming up on the end here. right, so we're coming up on the last chunk here. If anybody has anything that they want to share, please post it in what you're working on. No pressure to, but we'll start getting it together here in just a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'll check through. Gotcha. I think share a lot of the what is what is Rico and Rita. uh, Rico and Rita picture, and then next time I will follow up with the labels. Let's say that is... Oh, yeah, I actually need to put them in the slideshow. And hopefully the show and tell looks a little bit better this time. I added some keyboard shortcuts so that it's not as choppy looking, but we'll see. Alright, are you ready? To the scat zone. Oh man, I really do need to replace these avatar icons with the idle poses, because I've redrawn them in higher definition so that when I warp them in weird ways, they don't look as strange. Tort, you're looking a little blurry there, bud. Okay, so, first off, and Tort, you're right in the way there with your big old ears. Come on. Let me just hide it for a second. Look at that strawberry. Bob apparently planted these strawberries the first stream that we had, if you may remember. Sorry, I looked down at some plush with a gun in my notifications from Ozzy. Yeah, so it was from the first stream that we did together. A little while back, they planted in the pots. If you may remember, there are some very interesting, quote unquote, very interesting pictures on those pots. Really fun. Seeing plants come to life like this is so cool. Let me see if this works. Yay! What a smooth transition. That's not what I said when I socially transitioned. Yeah, but it's so cute. Seeing the little plants come to life from being so small is so cool, especially when you get to eat part of it. I love this. Super cool. Let me pull up the notes for the other one. Next up, Aubrey is working on animation, and this was based on a person they used to know. I won't go into all the details. You can read it in the chat channel, just because it seems like it's a little bit focused on maybe some specific experiences that they had. It sounds rough for this guy though, but I really like this interpretation. Like, it's a really fun shape. There's just a lot of sadness in that face. I can feel it. Next up, Ozzy had shared some art of Rico's sister and their family, and that was really cute. So we're sharing this. This is Rita. Rita is also a demon, clearly. Super cute. Super cute. Love the hairstyle. Still got that kind of like messy look, like Rico's does. I like the little headband with the eye in there. Very cute. Oh, good. Aw, I'm so glad to hear that. That's the kind of words that I like to read and have enter my brain through my eyes. I love that. Rita's super cute. It's adorable. I think I have gushed in the Discord about Rita. She's adorable, and sibling relationships could be so fun to explore. So yeah, this little interaction here is very cute. You know what? I can kind of see what you mean, Fern Gully. Yeah, it's kind of got that visual. She's got that kind of visual look. Visual look. No, that kind of style. I think maybe like the face shape and the eyes. Kind of reminds me of the main girl from that. Very cute. Next up is Rita and Rico when they were younger. Obviously, super cute. Again, that sibling connection is adorable. Yeah, and I really love their expressions. Rita has such a sister energy in that face. I love it. Very sweet picture. This is adorable. Rita painting Rico's nails. These sort of like personal, intimate moments are really, really impactful. You know, in our lives, especially. I don't know. I'm just thinking about different moments in my life where it's like someone did something for me, and it was like out of the norm, and it was maybe I was outwardly kind of embarrassed about it or something, but it had a profound impact on how I felt about things. I mean, I guess this is kind of obvious as like a trans woman that would be something that I would experience. But yeah, there were moments like that where it's like, oh, we got to do something feminine, and I got to pretend like it wasn't a big deal. But for me personally, you know, just me personally, it was a big deal. But even outside of that, just the connection between siblings is really fun. And yeah, I 100% agree with Aubrey here. It's actually something I'm a little bit jealous of, is your ability to convey emotion in poses and gestures and expressions. I think you do really well with that. Here again, I'm going to... Good Lord, Tort. Tort, your booty is covering up the best part. You have to hide, folks. Tort, Goblin's big old booty. I just need to make Tort smaller. That's the problem. I didn't plan a lot of this stuff around having a tall character, and I made that change to make Tort taller at like the last moment. So I just have to go back and edit some things. I'll just hide y'all for just a sec. Yeah, this is so freaking cute. In fact, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow because I was so destroyed by how sweet this was. My teeth have rotted out of my head. That bottom left is not booty. I just wanted to show that real quick. Yeah, this is so cute. Again, love the family dynamic. The bottom left, having them in these little outfits is so cute. Oh, it's so good. They're so sweet. Oh, it's so sweet. And then seeing them grown up more at the bottom right, juxtaposed with the little cute young picture at the bottom left is so good. So thank you so much for sharing that. Last but not least, there were also some images shared by Ozzy of some goblins, and I just want to appreciate the little goblins here real quick. Naughty booty kind of getting in the way of one of the goblins, but Ozzy was sharing this because I was trying to figure out some teeth and different ways to have like a neutral expression for a character, and I think it's really sweet. I like the energy here. It's cute. Oh yeah, shake your booty, shake your booty. And this is it. Looks like finished a little bit further. Very cute. And continuation. You got the little teeth there. It's just like, I don't know. Very cute. Shrieky from Care Bears. You know, Care Bears is something that like I'm wholly aware of, but I never actually watched. So I gotta look this up too. Shrieky Care Bears. Oh, huh. Interesting. Okay, that's actually not what I expected to see from Care Bears. It's got sass. Yeah, the inking here is nice. And last, I will do, I guess, just a quick review. I'm trying to figure out the visual design for one of the components of the animation that I'm working on. I'm not really going to go into any detail about specifics. But this is the computer that is part of it. The computer will talk. And I've been practicing a voice for it. So I'm not going to do it right now, but we look forward to it. I'm going to try to avoid sharing too many details because I'd rather it be a surprise. Tied into retro computers. Pretty excited about it. It's pretty silly. But it's going to be an actual short, or actual video. Yeah, oh yeah, that beautiful woman that I just sketched in a minute. A poster behind the person's computer. Trying to figure out what I would have in a scene. It's really just kind of sketching out, trying to figure out what I want to do. Yeah, that would be fun, Off. It seems like such a wild trip that I would love to go back and watch some of that stuff. Yeah, booby. Showing some leg too. You can't see it. She's got a little heart next to her. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. But that actually is the last of our slides here. I will follow up with Ozzy's set of really, really good labels next time. But that's actually going to do it for today. Thank you everybody for coming through. Goblin, I hope you got some good reading done and some prep for the campaign. Aubrey, I understand if it wasn't like a mega productive day, but sometimes not every day is mega productive. And so just hanging out, I'm glad you stopped by. I'm glad you kept us company. And Ozzy, as always, super glad to see you. And thanks again for sharing your art. It gives me a lot to consider on improving in my own art and making people more expressive or doing more poses and gestures and having people connect through that more. I tend to draw singular people and they're not really touching or like close to each other in a lot of ways. Because I usually just think about one character at a time. So I really want to keep that in mind. Yeah, so yeah, thanks everybody for coming. As always, I am a cat. Meow. And take care. I'm glad there was less shit today. Yeah, I was glad to have you here. Bye, y'all.